Welcome to Birth to Boardroom. I'm Natalie, and today we're celebrating women who don't wait for permission, don't wait for rescue, and don't wait for someone else to save the day. Because this show is all about women who step into their power and lead with purpose. Before we begin, I want to introduce you to the incredible woman who is behind this movement, and her name is your host, Deb Kowalski. Deb has helped brands stand out, and now she's helping women do the same. As your host of Birth to Boardroom, she brings inspiring conversations with trailblazing women who turn passion into purpose. Deb has helped brands stand out, and now she's helping women to do the same. As your host of Birth to Boardroom, she brings inspiring conversations with trailblazing women who've turned passion into purpose and are changing the game from starter to success. Before we get going, I also want to introduce myself. I'm Natalie, a strategic leader who blends clarity, creativity, and courage. I've spent my career building high-performing teams, transforming experiences, and reinventing brands across global boardrooms, bringing energy and a signature Friday feeling flair. Deb, thank you for bringing me into this series. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Natalie. It has been so great having you on as my co-host in this series, truly. Today's conversation is one I know will resonate deeply with so many women listening, building visibility and financial independence for women in the Gulf. It's a conversation about entrepreneurship, personal branding, and how women in the UAE are creating financial independence while navigating cultural expectations and evolving opportunities. Today's guest, Lamia Tabina, is a woman who has built an extraordinary entrepreneurial journey, one that began with designing logos and grew into a global branding and consulting business. Lamia is the founder of Logo & Company, a branding and digital marketing agency based in the UAE that now supports clients across GCC, Gulf Cooperation Council, and beyond with a team of more than 25 employees worldwide. Originally from Canada, Lamia began her journey creating logos on Canva for just $10 each, imagine. Through determination, creativity, and a deep understanding of branding, she grew her business organically through word of mouth and communities of female entrepreneurs. Today, her company offers full branding, marketing, and consulting services, and Lamia also leads Chic.ceo, a platform dedicated to helping women build personal brands, launch businesses, and create financial independence. Lamia, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you for having me.
We're so pleased to have you. We're super excited, Natalie and I, that you have chosen to join us as our guest. So let's start by letting our listeners get to know you, Lamia. Can you share a little bit about your journey from those early days creating logos to running a global branding and consulting business today?
Yes, of course. So I started my journey. I was freshly married and pregnant at home and looking for a job. But previously, I've had so much experience since I was working since I was 16 years old. I had a lot of experience. So when I was applying for jobs, I kept getting feedback that the salary wages were much lower than what I felt like I deserved. So I was like, okay, instead of wasting my time applying for jobs, I'm going to start my own thing. And I had no idea actually what I was going to do. So first, I started just sketching and drawing, and I started drawing dresses. And then I went to a fabric store and I went to a tailor that I was working with, and I started my own collection, which is a fashion line. After I made my first collection, I was like, okay, now I need to market this and make a logo for it and branding. And I didn't want to invest in paying someone to do that for me. So I started playing around with Canva. It was when Canva just came out, I started doing my own marketing, social media posts. I did my own logo. And I realized that I was actually really good at it. And this was a talent that I just figured out and I had no idea that I had. So, since I was doing the fashion thing, I was already in a WhatsApp group with a bunch of women who start businesses from home. And what we would do is advertise each other on social media accounts. So I was like, hey, why don't I just tell them that I can make them a logo? I was charging $10 for the logo. And since there was almost 250 women in the group, they started telling me, yes, I want it, I want it. And women liked the fact that I was offering logos for so cheap. Meanwhile, I had no idea what I was doing.
Really?
I would use templates. And since I communicated so well with these women, some of them were like, hey, why don't you start doing our social media posts for us? And I had no idea how to do that. And I researched online how much do people charge for managing social media account in the UAE. And I was just doing a bunch of research, like, yes, whatever they ask me to do, I'll say yes. So all of them in the group start referring me to other people, and that's how it started. So I left the fashion and I was like, now I'm making so much money with the logos. Well, it wasn't so much money, it was just enough money to see coming in my bank account. I started managing two big accounts for social media by myself. And once I got to 5 accounts, I started hiring freelancers to help me. And that's how I started growing. Today, instead of $10 for a logo, I charge 3,000
Whoa.
dirhams.
Which is how much is that
Um,
US?
yes, for a logo. I think it's around
Wow.
$1,500. I have 25 accounts, social media accounts across the GCC, and I have built a team of 26 employees who are with me from all over the world. And we are a virtual agency. So a lot of people have told me, oh, why don't you get an office? I'm like, no, I did it from my room. I'm going to keep doing it from my room and keep managing from my room.
Wow.
That's how it all started.
Wow, that's so impressive. I'm so super curious about this. What was it that first inspired you? What was your moment that you feel was most inspiration to you to kick off this business ownership?
I had no idea that I had the talent, but once I started seeing how people, like how happy and they were giving me compliments, I'm like, oh, this is actually, maybe this is what I was meant to do in life. So I did go to school for communication marketing, but I had no idea that this was what I was gonna do. So once women started giving me compliment and I started getting more and more clients and started seeing money growing in my account, I was like, okay, this is what I'm meant for. This is my purpose. This is what I'm going to pursue.
It's it's absolutely incredible. So I'm just going to come back to the $10, right? So thinking about your those very early days. So what helped you turn those early freelance projects into the foundation for a much larger business? So going from $10 right the way through to, I think you said 1,500 today.
Yes. So throughout the years, I have hired very talented branding designers to work with me. We have built case studies. We are well known here in the UAE and the GCC now. So if you Google us, we have 5-star reviews. We have great case studies on our website. And the work that we do is
Right.
boutique style. Okay. So we don't deal with everyone. We deal with sophisticated, elegant logos, and our specialty is very fine lines and drawings.
Beautiful.
And it's not everywhere where you could find logo designers
Yeah.
to do
Unique.
that for you.
It's a unique business.
Yes, I've been running it for almost 10 years, so we do have the experience. And I believe the more experience you get, you should raise your
Absolutely.
prices.
100%. So you said that you now have more than 20 employees from around the world. And what would you say were some of the biggest transitions you experienced moving from being a solo entrepreneur to leading a global team today? That 10-year journey.
You learn a lot. The more your team grows, the more you learn. You have to be very patient. You have to know how to lead a team. Not everybody can be a leader. I believe that if you are patient and you treat your staff respectfully, you put yourself in your shoes and not just, there are leaders who just force their staff and mistreat their staff and just care about the money. But my staff knows very well that if they need support, I'm always there
Yep.
to support them. And I built a friendship with my staff, so they like working with me. Majority of my staff have been working with me for more than
Wow.
6 years. I really cherish that. So I build a
That's
relationship with them.
incredible. And I imagine because you've built that like a friendship, but it's about trust. It's about trusting they trust you, you trust them to deliver the work. And that's why you've got such an amazing team of people that are working for you. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yes, and of course you have to provide them with
Yeah.
incentives and, push them and let them know that there is room for growth within the agency. There is room for growth for their career. And if they take care of me, I'm going to take care of them
And I
at the
think
end.
I love what you said about not everyone that leads is a good leader. And you clearly have, some amazing traits as a leader, and that's what's respected. So I think that's just awesome. Fabulous.
Yeah, your leadership style, your team feels it from you. You're 100% supportive as a leader.
Yeah.
That's really what makes the biggest difference in a successful business, right? Is how you lead and how you lead people, how you lead your business, how you lead your relationships and
Yes.
build your relationships out. Super.
Yeah, you have to fully support your staff, be there for them even when they're down. Don't just be selfish. You have to care about them and they'll also care about you.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit more about new business ownership in the UAE. You've built your business in a region, Lamia, where business culture and expectations can sometimes be different from Western environments. What has your experience been like building a business as a woman in the UAE?
Females in the UAE specifically have a very entrepreneurship mindset. And there's been a very growing community of more females starting businesses from home. And this is also pushed by the leaders to support females to start their businesses from home, which is great. But I would say one of the things which make it difficult sometimes is having men to take you
Mm.
seriously. So just when men come and they see that you're very strong and passionate about what you do and you have boundaries, I feel like they start trying to test me. Just keep trying to keep it professional. I've learned how to check the red flags. So if I feel like someone is pushing their limits with me or trying to act smart with me, I'll simply say we cannot work together.
And I think that's probably true in most cultures, right? And one of the big reasons for your podcast, Deb, right, is to give women a platform because
Mhm.
sometimes women aren't taken seriously, so it can be challenging, but we know that you're a strong woman. We know
Yes.
from our previous conversations, and you've said it's not even being brave, but you've made your mind up, which is if it's not going to work, then you're just saying, well, no, we're just not going to work together. I think that's
Right.
fantastic.
Simple as that.
Yeah, it's taken a long time. It's taken a long time to get to that point because when you start business and you're a new entrepreneur, you're kind of desperate and you want to
Yeah,
take in every
of
client
course.
that comes in. But sometimes those clients that are not going to respect you or respect your team end up doing more harm than good, end up stressing the whole team out, and then you can't deliver properly to the clients that are respecting you. So those decisions, important decisions, have to be made in a business.
So
Brilliant.
interesting.
It's brilliant. It really is.
So, Lamia, let me ask you something about women and visibility. You've spoken about how some women in the region may feel hesitant about building a personal brand or being visible online. How do you help women step into that visibility in a way that feels authentic and aligned with their values?
So here in the Gulf, it has been kind of frowned upon for women to start their personal branding or be the face of their brand. Very, very recently, women started coming and showing themselves and being the face of their brand. But I feel like women who have done that should be supporting and helping other women. And that is why I started Chic CEO. Chic CEO was is my second kind of consulting because I've helped so many people throughout these years to start their businesses from A to Z. So I've helped them with the consulting, with the branding, photography, videography, website design, everything to start their businesses. I've seen what they've done wrong and what works and what hasn't worked. And I've seen a lot of women who wanted to start their businesses as well, but didn't do to their biggest potential because they weren't the face of their brand or because they were shy. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to encourage women. That's my purpose, is to encourage women and to give women tips on how to start and how to start their business. Even if they don't want to show their face, I give them alternatives like doing B-roll content, and doing voiceovers or recording themselves and changing their voice. So there are ways to get around it, and I teach women how to do that.
Brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. And you are quite unique in that respect. Is there another woman that's doing this? It feels like you are the person to go to.
Here, there are a lot of women in the Gulf, but a lot of them don't wear the scarf. So they're able to do that. But I feel like women would feel more comfortable with working with me, especially the ones who are wearing the hijab or working from home. And I try a lot in my content to make relatable content to these women. So I would tell them, okay, I'm working from home. I have kids. I'm a mother.
Yeah,
I'm a wife. I've been in their shoes. I try to be as relatable as possible so they could build trust with me and
that's
relate to me. And
exactly the word I was going
yeah,
to say. It's relatable, because
mhm,
you are you,
yes.
and these women will totally get where you're coming from, and it's inspirational.
It really is. You create such a unique experience. And that's what it is. Your business sets it apart from any other business that's out in the UAE for that reason.
Yeah.
You have a unique business,
Well,
really. Wonderful.
Yes, yeah, and Chic CEO is all about that. I've had a lot of females come to me and who have asked for
Mhm.
consulting, and they're really scared, and they say, "Okay, we're gonna start," but they don't end up starting. So, if you are a woman and you want to do something like this, just start. Don't wait for the perfect lighting or a script. If anything, don't follow a script.
Lamia,
Just talk.
Lamia,
And open your camera.
what are you finding with women that they're most frightened of?
I feel like they don't have confidence yet. Okay. So here, women care a lot about how they look, very well put together, or they're scared of being judged by their family because
yeah,
it's not a
yeah.
norm, right? So then they'll be like, what's my family gonna think? What's the so and so gonna think? Because it is not culturally normal for a woman to come out
It really takes,
and be the
really takes a
face of
very
her.
strong woman to, like yourself, that was able to just say, you know what, I'm making this happen and nobody's going to stand in my way.
Well, it's 2026. If you're not the face of your brand, then your business is not
You're
going to
right.
excel. Unfortunately, everyone is saying AI is going to take over, but AI cannot be customized, okay? And it cannot give your personal touch. People cannot relate to it. There's no emotion.
Absolutely.
That's why you have to be online and representing your brand so people know what you have to offer and you become the authoritative figure. And people say, hey, that girl knows this and this. I want
Yeah.
to work with her.
Bang
Yeah.
on.
So you mentioned scarf versus no scarf. And I don't know, and I apologize I don't know the difference between the two. Can you educate me?
Well, this is just the hijab.
This part.
Sometimes I feel like women they get more views or become more popular because they're not wearing a hijab, right? So they're saying like, oh, sex sells or beauty sells. But it's harder for us women to grow because people are not judging us by our beauty, mainly, or our assets. They're only judging us about what we know and our
Yeah.
authority. It was harder for me to grow because I kept saying, I see these women out here who do show their hair and they're dressed a little bit more provocatively, who are getting so many views. And then you think in your head, is it because of that? Or that's what I meant
Interesting.
is like being covered is just wearing the
Okay.
hijab.
Very interesting.
We are going to go to a mid show break, but before we do, I'm just going to do a little spin.
Look at you, Natalie.
I love your outfit.
Okay, everyone, let's take a moment together. We're at the halfway point, so whatever you are right now, pause. Take a breath in. And remember, you have the power to create change, to influence the world around you, and to lead with humility, empathy, and intention. This is your reminder to straighten that crown, girlfriend, because you've absolutely got this. Feeling a little more grounded, a little more lifted? Good, because we've only just got started. Back to you, Dan.
I could sit and listen for hours to you. You're just so interesting because you're in an area of the world that I'm so removed from being here in America.
You need to
I
come
do.
visit.
That's on my bucket list. I really want to make it out there.
When I
We
first
have to
came,
do a road trip.
honestly, like you feel like when you're driving through Sheikh Zayed Road, you feel like it's, the movie Back to the
Oh, yeah.
Future? Yeah, it's just insane. Like the buildings and the infrastructure, and it's just nothing like nothing I've ever seen. And I've traveled a lot, but that's Dubai, right? And now Abu Dhabi is being built more and more. I don't know if you've heard about the Guggenheim
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Museum.
Oh, Guggenheim Museum, yes.
You need to see it. You need to see the
Oh,
one in Abu
wow.
Dhabi. And there's three new huge museums here and also the Louvre. So there's a big island called Saadiyat Island, which they're opening Disney,
Oh, my
by the way.
goodness. Wow.
Wow.
They have It's crazy. You have to Google the search Saadiyat Island and see the museums that they've opened. There's the Louvre, the Guggenheim, the Zayed Museum, and the Abrahamic temples, which is a mosque, a synagogue, and a church in one proximity, that just to show the
That's
world
great.
Wow,
peace.
how cool is that?
I love
Yes.
that.
So Natalie, I'm going
But
to come to London, pick you up, and then we're going to go meet with Lamia out there in Abu Dhabi. As soon as things settle down, we'll be
Take you
out there.
absolutely.
around.
So Lamia, let's talk about personal branding for a minute. Personal branding has become a huge part of the work you do today. Why do you believe having a strong personal brand is so important in the digital age, especially for business owners like yourself?
I've personally seen a huge difference with my own business once people started knowing who
Hmm.
I am. So I've had this agency now for about 7, 8 years, and this whole time nobody knew who I was. They were referring me, but they didn't know who I was. And because I have sometimes such a strong personality, they would even think they were talking to a man on WhatsApp. They're like, "You're a girl?" And even to the point where I wouldn't even show my face if I had like a Zoom meeting or something. If people were telling me, let's have a meeting, I was always shy to show my face. Then I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm going to be the face of my personal brand. Then I started running ads on my authority, on my case studies, and on what I know and how I've helped people. those ads statistically have shown better results than the ads I've been running for the past
Wow.
6 years. Let's say before I'd run an ad and it was just like, we provide so and so service, and there was no face behind the brand. Now what I do is I come out and be like, my name is Lamia Tabina. I help so and so achieve so and so. I tell them their pain points and how I could be the doctor to their pain points. And they're just coming to me like, she knows this. She has this much years experience in this. And look at her case studies. People are coming to me now, especially on LinkedIn, asking me to talk and present or for podcasts or webinars. It's just totally different. It's just totally changed the way I do
Because now people are
business.
looking at you as a person, you, Lamia, as a
Yes.
person, right?
Yes.
That's a big difference when you're putting
It's
yourself
yes.
out there.
Especially because it's such a competitive market. So because I have a marketing and branding agency, you have to have a USP. And the USP, which is the unique selling point, has to be you and what you can
Yeah.
offer to the business. Anybody can have a business, but what makes your business unique is yourself. How you talk to clients, the relationships you make with them, the experience you have, and obviously Google reviews. So that's very important. This is all very important for
Oh
the
my gosh,
business. Can you imagine people are finding me through
I'm
ChatGPT
not
now?
Wow.
surprised.
Oh my
Not
goodness.
surprised.
I always ask people who call my phone, I'm like, well, how did you hear about me? And I found you on ChatGPT. Okay, great. My SEO
That's
is
amazing.
working.
That's
My personal branding
incredible.
is working.
That is
Wow,
incredible.
it is.
I'm,
Wow.
ac-
I mean, what
I'm
you're
actually
saying is
blown away.
gold. Yeah.
Blown away.
Also, when you build your personal brand and the things you talk about, you're doing search engine optimization keywords into your content, which helps
Yeah.
people find you. Helps people find you on Google, it helps people find you on other AI platforms, and which relates to your business, and then they find you through your business. So it's really important you use these keywords in all of your content and all your personal branding so that people know what you're good for and what you have to offer them and how you
Okay,
could
so I
help
have
them.
a loaded question for you, Lamia. How can I, and Natalie, I'm going to put you in on this one too. How can I and Natalie and all of our viewers that are listening to you right now take advantage of your coaching sessions? Because I want a coaching session with you on personal branding. I think what you have to say and what you have to teach is amazing. How do we do that?
So you could find me on LinkedIn with my name, Lamia Tabina, and you could message me. I'm always there to answer everybody. And on my Instagram, chic.ceo. So chic.ceo. You could DM me, and there's also a link in bio where you could book a discovery call with me.
Very
I
good.
love I love it. We're going to be first in the queue. So, Lamia,
Amazing.
one of your biggest missions, and when we discussed this previously, it really struck a chord with me. So, one of your biggest missions is helping women achieve financial independence. Why is that message so important to you personally?
Good question.
When I first came here, my husband was like, "You don't have to work. I will pay for everything. Your nails will always be done." But I was like, "No, that's not me. Like, I'm not going to sit here and wait for someone to give me a paycheck. I appreciate that you'll take care of me, but that's not who I am. I've been working since I was 16-year-old. I feel like if I took that route and I was just a stay-at-home mom, I probably would have went crazy. Um, and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make my own money. I want to get my own bank account and start seeing money coming into that account. Um, a lot of women now either wait for someone to give them money or they work, 9 to 5 just to make paychecks and to make a living. But I believe financial freedom is when you start making passive income. This is really important. I feel like you cannot get to the point of financial freedom if you're still working 9 to 5 and you're working for a company, and then you come home and you're exhausted, and you're waiting around for that paycheck. Financial freedom for me is being able to wake up, work in my pajamas, being able to be here for my kids, and seeing money coming in to my bank account, and finding ways online to make passive income, whether it's through investing, coaching, selling digital products. There's so many ways to make money online right now.
I love the idea of the passive income and being able to. I think again previously when we chatted about making sure that you're making money while you're asleep. I think the it's
Are you
like
coming in while you're
Yes.
sleeping?
yeah, it's like brilliant.
It's the best feeling in the world.
Ding.
It's honestly the best. Sometimes I tell myself, okay, I'm not gonna go on this vacation unless I make 20K this week. I would actually test, and then I'd work even harder, and I'd open my notes and I'd write and I'd manifest it. I'd be like, I made 30K this week. I feel so amazing. I can go on my trip. Whenever I opened my notes app and wrote this, I actually made it. Because you put just a positive vibe in, and you push yourself, and you're like, okay, I'm at 10K, I'm at 15K, I'm at this. It pushes you
Yeah,
to make that. This is financial freedom, I feel like.
brilliant, brilliant.
Wow. Fantastic. I love your attitude. I love your drive. It's got me all pumped up. I want to start another company
Infectious.
now.
It's infectious.
It is.
You don't even need to build a big company. You can just be yourself. Literally open up Canva, make a digital product, sell it on your website. You don't even need a website. You can open a stand store, which is so cheap, and build a product, a checklist, a PDF, put it on there, and talk about it on your social media and make money while you
Wow.
sleep. It's not complicated at all.
That's the route. That's the route.
Yes. Natalie's starting her own business as we speak. And she'll have to fill you in, Lamia, on her business. It's super, super cool. So there's some good stuff to take from this, isn't there,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Natalie?
Yeah. That's why I'll be getting some tips and tricks from your consultation.
I'd be happy to do
Thank
that
you.
for you.
So, Lamia, before the show, we asked you to prepare a love note to your former self. If you could speak to the woman who was just starting out, designing logos for $10, navigating cultural expectations, and building a business in a place where visibility for women isn't always easy, what would you tell her?
I would tell her to, with every mistake that is about to happen to you, and to expect mistakes to happen, because mistakes are going to be the reason why you'll be stronger and get to where you want to be in life. Everything I've learned is through the biggest mistakes or the biggest problems that I've run to with clients. And I feel like if I didn't go through that, then I wouldn't be where I was today. So I would just tell her to, it's okay to cry, it's okay to feel lonely, and it's okay to want to give up. But if you keep going, then you'll get to where you want to be in life. And always have the goals and always manifest and try to be positive. Because if you let negativity take on you and you let bad people or bad clients get to you, that's when everything's going to crash. Because then your mind is just going to be like negative, negative, negative. And I feel like the reason why I got to where I am now is because I was like, I wipe my tears. I'm like, let's move on.
Great.
My employees would say my favorite word is, what's the solution? Because I say that whenever they come to me for with a problem, I'm like, yeah, yeah, what's the solution?
I
You got
love
to come with the problem, but with the
So I'd
problem,
also
you have to
I
give me a solution. Yeah.
yeah, I definitely tell my younger self that is like, don't dwell, wipe your tears, and find the solution.
Wow. Very truly, that's amazing.
amazing.
Thank you for sharing.
While you were saying mistakes, you're going to make mistakes along the way and you learn from them. And I was just reminded of Deb had mentioned that I'm about to launch a completely new business, totally different to what I've done before. And I got very excited about an order for something that was going to go in the shop, and it was a disco ball because I love disco and I love whatever. And I ordered it a bit too big, right? So it's huge. It's probably half the size of my body, but it will look fantastic. Somebody said to me, "So are you going to send it back?" And I'm like, "No." Yes, I did make a mistake, but I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
bigger the
Right.
better.
That's right.
exactly. So, Lamy, I'm going to just come back to a question around culture, really. So, cultural progress. So, over the past decade, so looking back over your time, what changes have you seen in opportunities for women in business and entrepreneurship in the UAE?
Mm, if you are like looking for a job, okay, and especially if you're trying to get a career, if you settle for less, then that's what you're going to get,
Yeah,
okay? So I feel like if you, for example, if we go back to where I felt like some men were trying to be stronger or trying to put me down, if you can have the patience to deal with that and not let it get you down, then you could move forward and climb the ladder and be bigger and have a better career and do more,
yeah. Oh,
right?
and
I feel like just confidence overall, just women here, if we just have more confidence and putting, things aside and just being like, I'm just going to start and not let anyone get in the way, then you can get to where
and
you
would
want to
you would
be.
you say that that's easier today than it was maybe 10 years ago? So, so with your
Yes,
confidence, um, obviously you've built your confidence, which is incredible. But would you say that you've been able to have more confidence over time?
yes, for sure. It was harder for me to come out at the beginning. Like I said, the confidence wasn't there, but once I start, like, my community was always there, and I have friends who always supported me and family who have supported me, and the ones who have not. I have family members who don't even follow me yet or anything, but that doesn't bother me. That pushes me to want to go, you know to do even more. Maybe they'll find me in the
Yeah,
news.
You mean
absolutely.
when they find you in the news?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if they can Google me,
Yeah.
and then they'll figure
Or
out who I am.
ChatGPT will start, but if they start looking
Exactly,
for things, so it's
exactly.
just brilliant. So coming to almost like a final question or in two parts really. So if there was one message of hope, or a message you hope women around the world would take away from your story, what would it be?
Mm, I would say don't feel like you have to be stuck your whole life in a 9 to 5 job. If you simply take time to do research on Google, or you talk to a consultant such as me, someone with experience, they could guide you. That's why mentorship and consulting is very important. If you have an idea in mind, don't waste your time overthinking it. You need
Yeah,
to just do it. I've been saying this from the beginning. A lot of women are hesitant and they feel safe in their 9 to 5 jobs. Like that's safe. That's my paycheck. I don't have to worry, and so they don't end up doing what they really want to do or to start that business. You know. But if you just take some time instead of taking a vacation, or take 2 hours out of your night when you come at home and learn more about the business you want to start,
yeah,
then just start it. It's very easy. And follow women who are consultants or mentorships, or who give that positivity or motivation, because it does
yeah. And
motivate you. It does get you to want to be also productive and financially free like
absolutely.
them.
Wonderful advice.
And your an example, a real authentic example of what is possible.
Yes.
It's so
True.
take note, women, and anyone else who's listening, take note. We love a bit of music on our show, so if we could play a song, we're not going to be able to, but if we could play a song that represents your journey, what would it be and why?
I'm a huge Weekend fan. I'm not sure if you heard
Yes.
of him. I've been listening to him since I was very young. I still listen to him, but recently he just came out with a song called The Drive. And in the song, he also had it in his movie where he was able to take a drive with a friend and forget all of the chaos that's going on in his life. And just that also reminds me of when I finally got to be able to travel. I went with friends, and it was like a time where I left my kids at home and first time traveling without my husband. When I got there, it started raining and we blasted the song and I just felt so free. Just the drive, just all the chaos was gone. Like it was just the
That's
feeling
what's
I
wonderful
had.
about music. It's so
Yeah.
cleansing,
And it just
really.
takes you back to that moment every time. It's
Mhm.
like
Yes, every time I hear the song, I envision that feeling I had when the chaos was all gone and all I thought about was that moment.
yeah,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Very nice. Lamia, we can't thank you enough for joining us on the podcast as our guest today. You are such a light. It just has been so interesting to talk to you. I wish we had a few more hours on this show because I'm sure Natalie and I would come up with all kinds of questions for you.
Oh yeah,
But thank you so much. And Natalie, thank
thank
you
you.
again, of course, for joining me as my host.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. I love to be on podcasts like this and motivate other women and going on platforms trying to encourage females to push them to get to where they want to be.
Absolutely,
Wonderful.
100%.
Wonderful.
Love it, love it, love it. An incredible conversation, a powerful reminder of what happens when women step into their voice, their influence, and their full potential. Every woman listening today carries that same strength within her. To our listeners, thank you for joining us for another episode of Birth to Boardroom. Keep rising, keep leading, and keep showing the world what's possible when women back themselves. And before you go, share this episode and invite others into our global community of empowered women. Don't forget to visit www.birthtoboardroom.com and join the movement.